All right, so just to clarify, what exactly is the game plan for you in Brazil? What are your goals in Brazil?
Well, first off, I have to go to the Policia Federal, like I was explaining, on the last episode. That's for favela jiu-jitsu. So I have a online website in Brazil, and we produce clothes and we sell clothes, and everything in the store has been going into like a bank account in my name, for the business that I can't. It can only receive money. I can't transfer it out to my partner without like uploading a photo ID, like the correct photo ID. They won't accept my passport, so I have to go get that ID, so I can like finalize my bank account. I also have to do like a quality check on the products, and then discuss any new products that we might be wanting to add. It's kind of hard to do that from the US. Like, there's a reason that we haven't produced favela jiu-jitsu in Brazil until now, and it's because, you can do things like really cheaply, but sometimes it comes out like being weird, or the sizes are weird, or the quality is weird. So now I'm gonna go down there and be able to see. I've been using like two different producers, one in Rio and one in Sao Paulo. So, and they've been working together. So we'll all get to like meet up. Um, we have like one of the producers in Rio, she sells like the stuff at tournaments. So on July 10th, there will be one of those tournaments. So I'll get to see like what she actually does in the tournaments where she's selling my products, which will be really cool. And my partner from Sao Paulo should be there. And then that's one part of favela jiu-jitsu. The second part of favela jiu-jitsu would actually be going to social projects and getting content. So I have to go to Familia Bangu with Fabio Andrade. I have to go to Brazil, Projeto Brazil 021 with Andre Ternacio from, he's in Chicago now, but he has a social project in Rio. Um, I'm gonna go see Perninha, who is from Gordo Jiu Jitsu, in the Ilha de Goya, where Eduardo Hockey and Camila Hockey are from. And I'm actually gonna be staying with him for a while because it's cheaper. So I have an Airbnb for 2 weeks. After that, I'm gonna go to Jagoya, and then after that, I'll go down to Sao Paulo.
That is like a really thorough trip. That's a lot of stuff to get done in 9 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, like normally it would be better to do like 2 or 3 whole months. Like, I've tried to condense it all into like 3 weeks one time. And I don't know if a lot of people know it, like the last trip I went, like, and that's what I do every time I go to there because I run favela jiu-jitsu, but I'm in the US. I need to get the content from the favela. Well, last time I went there and I got it, like favela tours, interviews, like with all the kids from the City of God that train with Gabby Pasania, like all of them talking about how much they wanted to compete at Worlds and be like Gabby. Like, I went to Europeans that year, and then they broke into my Airbnb and they stole all of that because they stole my laptop, my memory drive, and all my hard drives. So I lost all of that footage from Rio. So it's been like 4 years since I've actually been able to go get my own footage. Like, that's why I pay other people to get footage in Rio for me.
How much of a stockpile of footage do you plan on getting? Like how many weeks, months worth of content you think you're going to be able to get?
It's hard to tell. Like, it's really, oh, there's this. I need to know if I need a COVID test before I get on the plane. So I asked Mohammed, and then he finally just answered me, and he said, yeah. Oh, crap. That's a problem. Uh,
Yikes.
so how much content? It all really depends because I have a lot of business stuff to do for the first time, like going to the Policia Federal. And I know last time it was very stressful. Like, my goal is to go to Familia Bangu and Projeto 021 and like get into interviews with them because those are two projects that do a lot of work and they're not in Zona Sul, so they're harder to get to, and there's not a lot of content with them. It's really hard to get to Bangu, actually. Like, I tried, like, and you have to take a train out there, and it's like really far. So I'm gonna go with my partner from Sao Paulo. When he comes up, I'm gonna make him go with me because like it's even though I speak Portuguese, it's a little bit easier to get out there. And then also, even if you're getting lost, especially when I have all my camera equipment, like, I don't want to be getting lost out in the train, especially if it's after night training, which we probably will be in Bangu, like by myself, trying to ask for directions. Like, it's better to have like an actual Brazilian with you.
Is Bangu like the trenches?
Yeah, Bangu is like the trenches. Like all favelas are considered the trenches, but it's like the trenches by the nice neighborhoods compared to the trenches out where God knows where. Like,
And the Bangu and other neighborhoods like it, they're out in the suburbs, would you say?
Yeah. So like they're in the west. So I always call it the Wild Wild West because like Copacabana's in like Zona Sul, the South Zone. Zona Norte is where you're gonna find like the also favelas, but like hip hop dances and all those kind of baile funk is a lot of samba. But like City of God is out west, and I would say City of God, like even where Muhammad's from, like Barrera, I think, like that's out kind of west by Jacarapagua, like past Baja. Like Baja's where I'm going to be going. So if you have like Zona Sul here, and then Baja, and then City of the God, and then Bangu's even further out west. Like, so I always just call it the Wild Wild West because I have no idea how to get there.
Is it hard to get around in Brazil? I've been there before, but we kind of stayed in the same general area because we were in big shows. Is it hard to get around?
In Rio, no, not really, especially now that they have the metro. So you can take the metro, you can take Uber. Like I was telling you before we started recording, like I switched over my cell phone plan to T-Mobile because T-Mobile has like free international so that it will immediately work. Before when I was traveling, I have an international phone or just an unlocked phone with a SIM card. So I would get to the country and I'd get a local SIM card and I could open it up. And then even if I didn't want to use the international phone because it was cheap, I could use the Wi-Fi to get my real phone to work. But now this time, because I'm getting there at like 1 o'clock at night, and because I have business, and I'm just like I don't want the hassle. Like I just completely switched my phone bill, so my phone should work there. So it's like you can call Uber, and that's fine. Like the problem is trying to call Uber if you're trying to use the Wi-Fi of like a hotel or something, or like the juice spot, which is really common. But now I think a lot of people have international rates or their phone, or I would highly suggest like getting some kind of SIM card locally there. But to get a SIM card, you need to have your phone paid off.